Hi everyone! So since it's getting close to the end of the year, I want to start talking about some things that kind of sum up the year that we've had, maybe stuff that we want to see in the future. In today's video, I want to talk about products that I just want to see less of in 2019. So I have a huge list on my phone. I'm just gonna kind of go through that and talk about what I think about these products and why I don't want to see more of them. So the one that really sparked this video idea for me was, I don't remember which brand it was, but I saw a brand come out with one of those pans that has like a blush and a bronzer and a trio like all in the same pan, and like the pan is like this tiny and then it's like split into three, and then you can't get your brush in like any of them, and you just end up with like a mix of bronzer, blush, and highlight all over your face, which are all in different places where they shouldn't be. So those pans are just stupid. If you're gonna make a bronzer and a blush and a highlight, please make it separate so we can actually use them separately, because there's just no need to put something in such a small compact that you're not able to actually use individually. It's just, it's stupid. We've had enough of it. Nobody likes it. Just stop. We don't need any more of that. And the next thing is like kind of in the same category, because we're still talking about face palettes. So this can be anywhere from like blush palettes and bronzers and highlighters, but like if you have a highlighter palette where half of the palette is meant for people with lighter skin tones and then half is meant for people with darker skin tones, why wouldn't you just split up the stupid palette and make two palettes instead? To me, it doesn't make any sense at all. And for us consumers, obviously no one's going to be able to use all the shades in a palette. I feel like you should really just focus on either darker skin tones or lighter skin tones, and then, you know, just come out with different palettes. Don't make it an all-inclusive, because all-inclusive just means that we're all going to be wasting products, and that's just a waste of money. So I think people need to stop making those, because even though they do sell, it's really just a waste of product for everyone. The next thing is more skincare related, and you guys know I don't really care that much about skincare, but we need to stop with the glitter face masks. That can't possibly be good for your skin. Maybe I am wrong, and if I am wrong, I completely apologize, and I would love an explanation to why putting glitter on your face is supposed to be good for it, but it's all just for Instagram. Let's be real. It's all just for the photos. It's all just to like look cool. But that's not what you want a face mask to do. I don't want glitter in my skincare. I think we need to just like stop making skincare look like something it's not, because it's not supposed to be glamorous, it's not supposed to be cool, it's supposed to help your skin, and that's it. So I don't want any more flashy shit from like, I don't even remember who came out with this, Glam Glow, whoever it was. I don't want any more sparkles on my face. I have enough with glitters, and that's all I need. I don't need it in my face masks. And speaking of glitters, I also don't like when palettes come with like pressed glitters in them. I am personally not a fan of pressed glitters. Maybe I just haven't really given them enough of a chance, which, I mean, I am open to trying them, but if I want to try pressed glitters, I would rather buy, let's say, like a little quad of pressed glitters to try out. Like, I think that would be a great idea. Like, that would actually be something that I would be interested in picking up. Just a little palette with pressed glitters in it. I also don't need like a 20 pan palette with pressed glitters, because let's be real, who's really going to use all that glitter? Like, if you like glitter that much, fine, maybe, but like if you come out with a palette that has that much glitter in it, the glitter is probably not very good quality, and most of the palettes that I have seen that have been like that have been like really shitty quality, or like really inexpensive, I should say. I shouldn't say the quality is bad because I haven't tried them, but it's always those like really cheap palettes. So I don't know, maybe pressed glitters is for someone else, but I personally would rather have really nice foiled metallic shimmers in my palettes, because I just feel like it goes a lot better with the rest of the palette, and it's just easier to use. And the next thing that I want to talk about, I actually want to show you, and this is something I got in BoxyCharm, and this is one of those pizza wheel liners. I'm gonna say what Angelica says, who asked for this? We don't need this. This is stupid. Don't fix something that's not broken. We don't need a wheel to make a wing with. This is just, it's such a gimmick. I'm so sick of gimmicks. I just want products that work well and do what they're supposed to do without any fanciness and like, you know what I mean? Like, this is just, it's too much. It's too much. We don't need this. I feel like a lot of people are maybe going to hate me for the next one, but I am sick of MAC collabing with Patrick Star. Can we get someone else? I mean, I just find his collections personally, again, if you like it, that's awesome, good for you, but I just don't really find it all that interesting. I just think it's kind of boring, and I wish that MAC would collab with someone else and maybe give someone else a chance to bring something new to the brand, and I think that would benefit both the other person who is collabing with MAC, but also MAC, because it might bring in a new crowd of people that wouldn't otherwise have bought their stuff, since now is just Patrick Star, and Patrick is basically, MAC is basically Patrick Star now, and I want MAC to be MAC, so I don't know, I just want someone else to collab with MAC, that's all. Another thing that I just think is absolutely stupid, and I can't believe that people fall for this, but this is different colors of beauty blenders. Guys, a beauty blender is a beauty blender. It doesn't matter what color it is. It does the same thing that the old one that you have do. I mean, I get it, the blue beauty blender is beautiful. Try saying that 5 times fast, because I had to say it 5 times to even get it right once, but the blue ones are really pretty, but like, it's such a gimmick. It's just something they do to change the product that already is the same to make it sell again. And I'm not buying it. I don't buy beauty blenders because I don't really like beauty sponges in general. So for me, that saves me money. But guys, just be smart. You don't need a new beauty blender just because they came out with a new color. Now the next one I feel like there might be kind of split opinions on, but personally I don't like big vault collections, especially when it comes to eyeshadow palettes. I kind of understand lipstick sets and stuff, but for eyeshadow palettes I don't really like vaults. Mostly because most of the time I don't want 4 of the palettes that are in the vault, or however many are in the vault, but the ones that have come out recently have all been enforced. We have the Ace Beauté ones, we have the Jaclyn Hill Morphe ones, and then we have the, what was the last one that just came out? The Violet Wasp one. And I wasn't interested in all 4 of those palettes in either of the collections. And I don't really understand why they need to sell it in a vault. Like, I get it, you get a discount and stuff, but who really wants all those palettes? I'm sure they make more money doing it that way because people feel like they save money by buying all the palettes in the vault instead of just buying like 2 out of 4 and still saving money on that. So instead they get 4 out of 4 and then, you know, they end up paying an extra $10 or whatever to get 2 more palettes. But I personally feel like it's just wasting money for me because there is never going to be a vault of 4 palettes where I'm gonna want all 4. Like, that is just so unlikely. So for me, I don't really like vaults. I would rather them come out with palettes that are kind of spaced out a little bit more. So maybe come out with a palette 1 month and then come out with a palette the next month, and then, you know what I mean? Like, I would rather them spread them out than come out with 4 palettes all at once, because that way they have time to like build up the hype around the product as well, and I feel like that might even benefit them more and make them more money in the long run. Now it might feel like it's going to be more like Colourpop that comes out with products all the time, and we're probably going to start complaining that the company is coming out with palettes all the time, but I just don't like vaults, and I wish they would find a way to kind of get the palettes out in a different way instead of making them into vaults. But again, that's just my opinion. I don't think I'll ever purchase a whole vault because I'll never need all the palettes. So the next thing I want to talk about is something that seems to have become a bit of a trend lately, and this is jelly products. Now when I first thought of that, I thought of the new Colourpop ones, the Colourpop eyeshadow jelly things that just came out not that long ago, and that is not something that I am personally interested in because I just don't like the thought of putting like jelly on my eyes and then having to wait for it to dry. I feel like it would take forever to dry, and I also feel like the shadows just might not stay good for that long. I don't know. Let me know if you tried any of the jelly shadows from Colourpop. I'd love to know if they are as weird as I think they're going to be. And I also know that e.l.f. just came out with some jelly highlighters recently, and I'm guessing that's because of the Farsali that started this whole jelly highlighting trend, but I don't know if I necessarily like where this trend is going, and I kind of hope that it doesn't turn into us getting like little jelly lipstick pots that we have to put our fingers into or something. I just feel like that's kind of weird. I'm not about that jelly life, as much as I'm also not really about like cream products life, so it could just be me. Let me know if you're interested in any of these kind of products, because no. Now I need to get this next thing out, and I just want to say that I am sick of giant fucking eyeshadow palettes that have more than 30 shades in it. I'm sure you've all seen the new one from like Makeup Revolution or Revolution, Makeup Revolution something. The one, I'll put that up on the screen for you because this is a beauty. I mean, this thing has 196, I think, shadows in it. Now, this is what Tarte should have done for their April Fool's joke. Like, this is hilarious. This would have been so funny. Instead, they just shoot themselves in the foot trying to come up with a fun blue palette that no one's gonna want, and then everybody ends up wanting it. This is what an April Fool's joke should have been. So maybe Tarte should take a page out of Revolution's book next year and come up with a funny joke, because this is just... I don't even have words, guys. I don't have words. We don't need this. Morphe needs to take a look at what they've been doing because they've also been coming out with some giant ass palettes, and I get that the James Charles palette is really beautiful and it has a lot of really nice shades in it, but at the same time it's so big. It's so big. I have so much eyeshadows that I want to try out, and I don't want to get a palette that's literally going to take me a month to really be able to like try out all the shades and know what I feel about them. Like I just want a small palette, okay? Like I just want like a 9-pan palette. Can we just bring those back or just come out with more of those? That'd be great. Thank you so much. Also, speaking of palettes, this might come as a surprise to some of you, but I am sick of rainbow palettes. I don't want a green and a yellow and a red and an orange in every single palette that I buy. Oh, did I mention a purple and a pink? Like if I'm gonna have those colors, I want there to be some kind of a color story surrounding them. I don't just want every primary and secondary color put into one palette. Like there are so many of those. We all have those by now. If you like colorful makeup like I do, you have a rainbow palette. We all have that. Like what we're looking for now is something that is really going to start inspiring us again with makeup, and not just something that manufacturers put together because it's the easy thing to do and they don't have to think about it. Like anybody can make a rainbow palette. It's really not that hard, but if you have to curate a color story within like, you know, say 12 pans maybe, and you have to have like 3 purples in it, you have to have like 2 blues in it, and then fill the rest with whatever. That's what a color story is. I feel like that's what the community really wants now, and I will probably mention this again in products that I want to see more of in 2019, which that one will be coming as well later on. So I will be getting into that, but for now I am so over rainbow palettes that are just the rainbow. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Like I want more than that out of my palettes now. And since we're still on the subject of palettes, I also just want to mention I am sick of nude palettes with a pop of color. I feel like this has been a theme of all of 2018. It's just a nude palette with a pop of blue, a nude palette with a pop of green, a nude palette with pop of this, pop of that, pop, you know? Like we don't need more pops. We want the whole palette to pop now. We don't want just one pop. Like I've had enough. Also, obviously, I don't care for neutral palettes, so I will never buy any of those pop colors because I don't need it. But I feel like the majority of people are also sick of them. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people still like that. And maybe next year the new trend is going to be a nude palette with a pop of turquoise. Maybe that's going to be the next trend. I don't know. I just wish that the brands would put a little bit more thought and effort into, you know, coming up with some more fun color stories. Is that too much to ask for? Is it really? And the last thing is, I'm sick of products that could be in a squeezy tube that aren't in a squeezy tube. I'm not even just talking about makeup now, but I'm also talking about like bath products. Like, you know, when you have like a, you know, body scrub or something and it comes in like a jar, or you have like a deep conditioner that comes in a jar that you have to screw off the lid, and then when you're in the shower, the water gets all up in the product and it's just a mess. And then your hands are so slippery you can't even like screw back on the container, and it's just, it's stupid. And I feel the same way about makeup products. Like the one that comes to my mind is the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer, I think it's called. I don't have that one, but that one comes in like a giant like UFO looking thing, and then you have to like scoop it out with your nail, and I just don't think that's very hygienic. Maybe that's just me, and I know they probably gave you like a little spatula, but wouldn't it be so much easier if the product just came in a tube and you could squeeze it out? Like, wouldn't that be great? And that kind of goes with foundations too, but like most foundations have pumps on them now, and I like that. And I also wish that a lot more foundations would come in a squeezy tube because it would just make it easier to get all the products out. And I'm just a fan of squeezy tube. I wish everything would come in a squeezy tube because it would just make my life so much easier. So I think those were all the products that I want to see less of next year. Let me know if you have anything to add to this list, because I'm sure I missed some, and I'm sure there's so many products that just irks you guys and you need to get your thoughts out. So leave them down below so we can all read them and laugh at them, because I want this to be a funny video. And obviously if you like any of these products, don't take it personally, because these are just my opinions, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So thank you so much for watching as always. If you're new to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.